Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. This is the Lemonade Legend and we are back with episode 12 now, I believe. Episode 12 of Palworld. So we've got a lot going on today, a lot of journeying today. We're actually going to make the final trek, the official trek, the long-awaited trek to our permanent base location. So I'm excited to do that. I'm excited to get that going. And then if we have enough time, depending on how long it takes us to get there, which we should have some time, we will be starting on the base, kind of getting it built up, maybe laying some groundwork, putting some walls up, things like that. So we should definitely have some time to at least get started, as long as things don't go drastically wrong and my ADHD does not take us too far off course. So with that being said, thank you for joining me again. Always appreciate it. But let's go ahead and dive back in. So let's not waste any time. I got the expedition going here, so these guys should be working while we're traveling. But if you remember, I think it was last time, we spent some time traveling up into this area, mainly because we were obviously wanting to fish. That's kind of the area that we were fishing over there. It kind of took us right past where our base is, so or where it's going to be. So we're going to teleport to this waypoint here, and that should actually, you know what I'm going to do first? Need some. You know what? Never mind. I was gonna say we'll grab some materials to make a PAL box, but we should be able to get some materials when we get there. So let's just go ahead and head on over. But I'm excited to finally get an actual home base put down, something I can actually start to build and start to actually kind of put things where they need to go. Like the makeshift base that we've kind of had. It just kind of reached its, has kind of run its course, so more than ready for this move. And you can see my ADHD's already kicked in. We teleported, and the first thing I do is see shiny things, and I go get them. So let's see what we can catch here in terms of fish or water pals. And then after this, I promise, we're going to go right there. Perfect. So far, so good. And we got a weird turtle thing. Alright, so not very useful. Come on. I can't remember what green is. I can't remember if it's like the worst one or if it's the best one or what. Or I could be completely wrong. That might not even be how it's ranked. It might just be, I know you get loot. It might just be better loot. I don't know. But whatever. It's a turtle. But it has a blue scale, so maybe that is better. But hey, you know what? The important part here is I'm actually 2 for 2 on the fishing today, so let's not jinx it here. Let's go 3 for 3. Catch another useless turtle. Kelpsie looks dead, but all right. So we got it. Oh, and let's snag this on the way out of here. Perfect. All right, so let's adjust course. We're gonna head this way, I believe. Let's get the junk here. So yeah, where we're heading, I'm sure a lot of you guys have already discovered this place. I've done quite a few playthroughs, and there it is right there, actually. I seem to always kind of gravitate back to this particular place. I'm not going to say exactly centrally located, but it's close enough to being centrally located where it's definitely practical. But the main selling point for this particular base is its security and safety. You can see, let's go up here a little bit. You can see it kind of has a natural barrier. You got this wall here, so any attacks, so any herds or any sort of wild raids or whatever you want to call it, they will come here, but they will get stuck on this wall and they cannot get over the wall. So I can just, you know, hear the raid music playing, and I can just sit here and sip my coffee on the front porch and be fine. If I drank coffee, I guess. You know what? Listen, I'm the lemonade legend, alright? I'll sit on the front porch and I'll sip my lemonade, alright? That's what I'm gonna do. That's what I'm gonna do. I do like me some lemonade, obviously, by the name. That is kind of my drink of choice, so. Gotta go, you know what? Gotta go pink lemonade. I don't know what you guys all think, but pink lemonade is, oh, come on. That's right, I didn't do any running. Pink lemonade is the way to go for sure. Alright, awesome. So we'll get some, don't need a lot right now, just get a couple pieces of wood here. Throw the deer out, get some, and by wood I mean rock, stone. Now we're getting the wood. Perfect. Alright, that should be enough for now. We'll clear those out later. And oh, never mind, I guess we need some more wood. Thought 5 would be enough. Alright, back at it, buddy. So yeah, I mean, it shouldn't take much for you guys to see the appeal of this place. And it's also, I mean, pretty like you can drop a PAL box here and it takes up pretty much this entire area, the majority of it, or at least the important part of it. So I think it's, I mean, it doesn't have obviously a ton of resources here, but you can build other bases to be your you know, your metal base, or your your sulfur base, or, you know, stuff like that. You can put other PAL boxes down to kind of serve that purpose. Here you're really just kind of wanting your storage, you know, your main just kind of lockdown base. I don't like that. Sorry, I'm talking instead of thinking. So you have other opportunities, obviously, to put other bases down. But this here, I mean, in terms of, again, being centered and protection, it's really, I mean, it's about as top as you can get. Alright. So we got that PAL box down. That looks about as good as it's going to get. I just didn't want it to go off that cliff there like it was. Perfect. So that's the front there. Side, back. I don't like that metal's not in here, but I mean, obviously, 1 will have a metal base going, and then 2 will eventually have an ore farm, or an ore station. So I'm not super concerned there. But let's get this junk and then we'll start building. I'm gonna teleport back first. We gotta get some stone. We gotta get some materials to build with from the other base. I know there's stone here. I'll have to obviously clear out some of this stone and wood. Why am I... Man. Alright. So let's go do that first. Mainly because I want to just sleep and get to the daytime. Alright. Let's go ahead and hop in bed real quick. That way we don't have to fight the darkness here. Always easier to build in the dark, or in the daytime than the dark, so perfect. I don't think I want to take anybody yet. We'll leave them here for a minute. But I do want to take this as much as I can here. I'll take that. And then do I have... build a chest here. just because I'm encumbered, we'll do it the lazy way here. Build a chest. And then we'll break it. So that way we have enough material in our inventory to pop a chest down over there. That way I don't have to go from box to box to box to get what I need here when I can't move. So, but we'll pop over there. I'm going to put down the chest. That way I'm not encumbered. And we build. So I'm going to try to be a little bit more creative. That's kind of, I don't want to say... I want to say a down or like a negative characteristic of me here in these games, but I tend to come in with like creative ideas, but it always ends up being a box, you know, just a square box, which pros and cons. I mean, you know, having a square box kind of, you know, build, it just makes it huge, you know, and that's kind of what I like. For me at least, that's kind of what I want. I like having big open spaces. That way the pals don't get stuck on everything and, you know, just do stupid things. So, I don't know. I'm not quite sure yet. And I very, very rarely have an actual plan when it comes to building. So, yeah. So you guys will probably see that as we kind of go along here. So for now, we'll put all that stuff away. Stuff that we don't need to carry. And let's start building. So, kind of wanna, let's do some of this real quick. So I kind of want to bust the pal box and then put it back down real quick on the foundation. So let's pop. I want this to kind of... Alright, so... Come on. Pop it down. Alright, so we'll put that right in the middle, and we know to put the pal box right in the middle of that one. Get this all lined up. Beautiful. Alright, so let's make sure our circle's still good. Looks good over there. Solid. Take it. Alright, come on back. And let's throw that back in there. And let's build out. So I do think I'm going to cover the ground here. Just kind of basically lay a ground floor of all stone. It's kind of a blank slate here. I know, again, this is probably going to turn into being kind of boxy, but you know what? I don't really care. I'm fine with it. We'll just make it a little bit more creative on the inside. Maybe. There we go. Let's let him do his thing here. We'll go back this way. Nope, I lied. Get this stone out of the way. Yeah, I would say this is probably between my individual playthroughs and my playthroughs with friends, I'd probably say this is maybe my 5th time building here, honestly. I mean, obviously, I could make any place on the map as safe as this one, but it's a key word. You know, I could make it, you know, and I just don't want to. You know, I have to spend the resources to build walls around the outside and, you know, all that type of stuff to keep it protected from raids and pals and stuff like that. So I just prefer the automatic natural safety. Makes it a lot easier, I think. So that's what we're going to do. What is this? That's the... Okay. So kicking here, we're doing good. Well, we got some time here. I hope you guys all had a great day today. Hope you guys all got what you needed to get done, and I hope you had some time with friends and family and all that stuff. Hopefully you didn't work too hard. Getting that ground laid. We're good. We got it. Here's doing some work over here. That's good to see. But I have stone or wood in here. I don't. Actually, what I'm going to do first, before I do anything with this, is I'm going to actually pop this up. We're going to take it and put it up here. Now that we got this laid, that way I can finish up that area. And again, this is just a temporary box, so don't bash me too much for having just a random box chilling here. Purely just to store stuff. And then I will tear it down once I get everything kind of organized. You're not supposed to be out anymore. I forgot to put you back. We'll put you here, get to work, and build this. Let him do his thing. You know, I've been working too much. We'll just kind of chill out here on the ground. Let this wood come dust. There you go. Alright. Pop that down. Pop that down. Cool. I guess we'll work on... Oh. Work on filling this in. So, and I apologize in advance. These building episodes tend to be pretty dry. You know, unless you're into, you know, the architecture, you know, that type of stuff where it's entertaining to see ideas. But for me, you know, I've watched, you know, streamers and playthroughs and stuff like that where they're building, and man, after a couple minutes, I'm like, can we get this over with? You know, I want to see some action or something. So, yeah, unfortunately, this won't be probably the most action-packed video, but it's one, like I said in the past, we got to get done. We'll get this home sweet home built, and then we'll be good to go. We'll start doing some adventuring, you know, filling up this this base with pals that are good. And the game starts, man. Alright, so I know I've asked you guys this before in past episodes, but go ahead in the comments below. Drop any locations that you guys have that you guys like for bases, especially for like resource bases. Obviously, I know of some. I've got some ideas. You know, I've you know, made quite a few of my own in the past. You know, so but I'm always obviously looking for new ideas, new places to build. So if you guys have any great locations where there's a lot of you know, any kind of nodes, you know, coal or the quartz. Oh shoot, that's not what I wanted to do. Quartz or like sulfur or anything like that. You know, feel free to drop it in the comments below. I know some places, like I said, in the volcano where they have, you know, the sulfur. I kind of gravitate towards. You know, because again, you're gonna notice that I spend like 70% of my time in the volcano. I'm a fire pal fiend, so you're gonna see me there a lot, and you'll probably see me die quite a bit as well. But hey, you know what? That's the fun part. That's action, right? I know you guys are definitely rooting for me to succeed and never die. Not once in this playthrough. I know you guys all have great intentions and you guys are rooting for that, but there's an ounce of me that doesn't know that most of you guys are rooting for me to fail at some point, you know, because that's the funny content. So, but we'll see. Luckily, you know, so far, usually I've had at least 1 or 2 deaths by now, but we haven't actually had any single death or any deaths yet. So, obviously, knock on wood, probably jinx myself, and I'm sure it'll come up here in a second. I just talked about how secure this base is, and I'm just gonna watch something dangerous just all of a sudden come up here and get me. So, just because I said that. So, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes. But as of right now, no deaths. Oh, come on, man. What's happening? All right. Nope. I think the pal that I'm most looking forward to is a Blaze Howl. Right off the bat, that's going to be, again, something we'll catch probably in the next couple episodes here. But Blaze Howls are just so good for everything. I like them as an attacker. They're decent in the base as well. I think, obviously, 3 kindling. So a good pal to have for, you know, multiple boxes. Come on. Obviously fighting, you know, I like that. But there's also the element of crafting as well. You know, he does a very good job with crafting. You know, or at least a good enough job where I feel comfortable, you know, keeping him as an attack pal. You know, it's just kind of either or. You have this guy, you know, you have people as, or pals as a crafter, or you have pals as a attacker. Oh, no. That's not what I meant to do. Whatever. So yeah, there's basically 2 different classes, I guess you could say. Base workers / crafters and attackers. So, alright, so first things first. Let's see. So there's usually treasure chests out here. So we'll put a door right here. I'm definitely going to go out this front area over here. You got the sanctuary. Oh, it's over there. You got the sanctuary. Which I also, it seems like if I'm not at the volcano, that's where I'm at. So we'll leave a door to that. Let's see if we can get this centered. So you got 1, maybe 2, 3, 4, 5. So perfect. 1, 2, 3. Put that sucker right there. I like to have a door on all sides when you got a base like this in terms of size. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Look at this. 5. Happy accidents all around here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 7 would work. 1, 2, 3, 4. Problem with this one is we're going to open it and there's going to be rocks right here, which, I mean, is not killer, but I'd almost rather the problem is then it won't be symmetrical as well, like it won't be lined up front to back, which will probably bother me. But in terms of just locations, I think I like this one better right here, so you can hop down and then you can go out that way. But just trying to think of what that would look like base design wise. You know, let's throw it up. Let's see. Let's see how it works or how it looks. Do I want it there or here? Probably want it here. And let's back up. Get out of my way. feeling all these guys are going to be in my way, so let's just get them out. Come on. Here, boys. Come on. Nope. Nope, Kremis, wait. Come on. I don't know why you're not attacking up here. Come on. Oh, really? You break out? Are you serious? 94% catch rate and he breaks out. That's crazy. That's insane. You know, I kind of like that door. I didn't think I was going to, but I kind of do. I know this is going to bother me being closed off on this side when it's literally symmetrical with the other one, but whatever. Alright, so let's put some walls down, get us a little bit of protection, like I said. Like I said, not that we really need it. Oh, I thought... Can I not... Can I put... Can I not do... Oh, it's bogus. So there's no reason to have this stuff. Oh boy. Nope. I should be able to still... Guess I cannot. There's got to be something to that. I feel like I've had people build walls on those little triangle pieces before. Yeah, see, nothing. Can I... No. Alright, well, so much for that. That's bogus. I'm gonna leave that one there, though. Whoop. Come on, snap. My stone looking 560, that's good. Bum, bum, bum. All right. So I'm hoping we're kind of coming up on the end of the episode here. We still got a little bit of time left, but I'm also kind of trying to get ahead of it and think what we're gonna do next time. Obviously, I want to fix, or finish up the base. I don't think that'll take an entire episode, but I would like to do that. Just get it all done with. You know what? Let's get this guy out of here and have him do some work. But I'd like to really take my time and do that, get that all done, and then from where we go from there, man, I don't know. I got quite a few ideas kind of written down and things that I'm thinking about, but I haven't really had time to kind of wrap my head all the way around it yet and figure out exactly what I want to do. So thanks to the last episode, we don't need to really do much more fishing right now. As you guys know, I'm a big fan of Penn King Lux, and I was able to get one by fishing last episode, so it kind of worked out. But I still feel we got to do a little bit more in terms of upgrading our pals. Now that we're going to kind of be able to put everything down, we already had the stone, obviously, and the wood and all that, but I want to ramp that up. I mean, because obviously we're going to be building other bases as well for like metal and stuff. So I really got to ramp up that stone production to be able to put stone down and build the bases and all that fun stuff. And obviously just for crafting things around the base too, and weapons and tools and, you know, all that stuff. So, but in order to do that, we got to have better pals. You know, get something that's a little bit better. You know, with lumbering, and then get someone that is better at, you know, the stone mining and stuff like that too. You know, get like a Dig Toys or something like that. They're pretty good for mining. So that's probably where we'll head. But you know, once we kind of get some of that stuff upgraded, then I want to head back over to the current base that we had before this one here, and then start making those edits and conversions and make that thing into a farming / breeding box, you know, essentially. That way we can start getting some better pals upgraded that way. But one disclaimer, you know, now that we're heading into breeding and stuff like that, my kind of general rule has always been, it's an unwritten rule, it's nothing, you know, super crucial, but my unwritten rule has always kind of been, in order to use a pal, I have to catch it for the first time. Obviously, as long as it's catchable. If there's some that are not, then obviously, you know, there's a flaw in the plan there. But I don't like the idea of taking 2 pals that I have right now and breeding them into a mega pal, at least for the first one. You know, after the first one, then I'll try to get creative, and, you know, because again, I like the breeding aspect of it, you know, but it also goes back to, you know, my Pokemon talk from the other day, where I don't use legendaries and stuff like that in Pokemon, and I try to use it as little as possible here. But that goes back to the breeding, where, you know, I don't want to, I can't remember what the other one is. I know there's a combination where you can get like a Penking, you know, and just something really easy to catch, or typically easy to catch, and somehow that unlocks level, you know, whatever, and gets us the best of everything. You know, I don't like having an Anubis, you know, before I catch it. I like to actually go out and I like to earn my catches, you know. So I don't just like to be gifted an Anubis, you know, right off the bat. I like to go through some of the growing pains of, you know, trying to take on a boss, and catch it for myself. Once I catch it, then obviously I'll, you know, like Anubis, for example, I'll end up going back. I'll probably fight him, you know, quite a few times. You know, get a couple, you know, hopefully a male, female, all that stuff, and get a breeding combination. Then I'll just breed with those. But, you know, I would never, or I might have to have some times where, you know, after I catch the first one, I'll take a couple different pals, mix them together, and, you know, get me another Anubis or something for breeding. So, you know, but that's pretty much the extent of how I do that. So I gotta earn it first. That's kind of my my mindset. I have to earn it, and like in my mind, I see it as like you gotta unlock these particular pals. You know, where oh man, there's trees there. Dang it. Where, you know, in order to go out and breed one or something like that, I have to actually beat and catch one. So that's why, if you're wondering why I'm moving a little slower in that area once we get up a little bit higher here, that's why, you know, because I prefer to go after them myself and try to catch them. So, or try to beat them and then try to catch them. So, but yep, it's all about the challenge for me, and you know, having a stacked team like that is just not challenging. You know, you just get to a point where you run into a wall and you're just like, what am I going to do now? I have got nothing else to do, you know, because I've got a mega team that I can't lose with. So, now my one kind of exception, and I'm not saying it will be, it's just something that I consider every playthrough. Sometimes I do it, sometimes I don't. But Jet Dragon, and Frostallion. And Frostallion, I've basically, in the past, just created a team of Frostallions that were all high level, and then used them to take down the Jet Dragon, because that guy's pretty tough to fight alone. Honestly, so's the Frostallion too, but easier than the dragon. So. But that Frostallion I found is really the only thing that is like, I don't want to say sustainable, like the only thing that is effective, I guess, to the max potential for beating that guy is having Frostallions. So that Jet Dragon's tough. Oh, did I? Nope, we're good. Alright, perfect. So, and as always too, I'm a big, like, I like to draw people to the comment, to the comment section, because that's, when I'm not doing a ton of live streams right now, that's the best way to get to you guys the fastest, to find out what you guys want. If there's something you guys would like to see me do, definitely throw it down in the comments. I really like to hear what you guys think about, one, the playthrough, and two, the direction of the playthrough. I want to see where you guys want to see it go. Obviously, I'm not going to take every suggestion, but if you have one, I absolutely want to hear it, and then I'll throw it. I have a list of, kind of like a to-do list of things that I want to get done here pretty quick. And just, I got to figure out a way to kind of organize it and, make it, sequential, so I know, after this episode I'm doing this, and, so on and so forth. So, but I think that's where we're going to end it. Like I said, I didn't think we were going to get the whole base done. I knew that was going to be kind of a challenge. So next time, you can see we got the ground layer, we got the walls up. Next time, I think what we're going to do is we're going to put a ceiling up there and start working on a second story. So we'll have a second story up there. And then after we kind of get all that taken care of and get the walls and structure and all that stuff up, then I'm going to start kind of decorating, getting, like tool tables, whatever they're called, workbenches. That's what I was looking for. Cooking pots, furnaces, like all that type of stuff. And then obviously I want to have some stairs here. I want to do some maybe dividing into rooms, all that stuff. All right, this tree's gonna drive me bonkers while I'm talking to you, so I gotta go back out here. But we'll start working on that and try to get as much of that done as we possibly can. So, yeah, definitely looking forward to that. Just getting this done, because like I said, I don't think I want to go 3 stories. I don't think. I just, with what I'm going to be doing here, I just can't see a reason to go higher than 2. I do like to go 3 walls high, because there's some tall pals in here. I'm drawing a blank on what the, there's a cedar guy, he's kind of like a Bronto. But that guy, pops into my mind when I think of tall pals, so. Is that another tree? There's another tree. You know what, I'm going to do this, because he takes forever. If I have to repair it, I have to repair it. Yeah, so some of those guys are pretty darn tall. So I like to give them some head space for sure. What? Ran right past the door. So, so we got those trees taken care of. I'm going to stand up here next to my fire. Actually, I'm going to sit next to the fire, because why not? My guy needs to be comfortable. He worked hard today, all right? He put up a lot of walls, put some flooring down, all that stuff here. He's got the good groundwork and foundation ready to go, and we're gonna build our mansion on top of it. So, but like I said, that's where we're gonna end this episode here. really excited with where we're going here. As always, I appreciate all of the support that you guys give. I'm truly grateful for what you guys choose to watch, and that happening to be me, spending time with us here and just kind of getting just as invested in this as I am. So, really excited to see, like I said, where we go. And I'm really thankful to have you guys here along for the ride. So, also before you take off, I want to just remind you, be sure to like and subscribe the channel. It goes a long way to helping me out, getting more eyes on the videos, and also that just kind of makes it, where more people are filtering to us. Also, you can see here, be sure to like us on Twitch, TikTok, Facebook, all that stuff. Go check us out there. Links are down in the video description underneath here. It's got all the links to all those pages where you can just click, it takes you there, and then, like, subscribe, follow wherever you happen to be going there. But that's going to make it so you will be notified of anything that we do. So if we post something on TikTok, or if we post a new episode here, like this next one when we kind of work on finishing our base, make sure that you're being notified by liking us, subscribing to us, following us, and then here specifically on YouTube, make sure you hit that little bell button. That's going to make sure that you get those notifications anytime that I put out a new video. So, like I said, if you're like me, I have a lot of people that I watch and watch a lot of Let's Plays and stuff like that. Once I run up to where, that's the last episode in the playlist, but I know there's more coming, I got to make sure I hit that bell button. So, else you're not going to get notified as consistently. So, but with that being said, like I said, we're going to take off here. We're going to end it. I will see you guys in the next episode.